Teams aren't smartening up defense wise. Offenses are smartening up. It's not a matter of effectiveness. It's a matter of, do I want to get my quarterback hurt? Yards per carry. These teams have led the league in their prime and will do it as long as they want to put their quarterback in jeopardy.
Yeah, well, we believe in the outside zone scheme. We're going to do a lot of things, but we're going to major in running the outside zone, which is what I did in Houston, it's what I did in Washington, it's what I did in Cleveland. Something I do believe in very strongly. And the main thing we're going to get these alignment when they get in here is we just want to get them to run. They're going to run a lot more than they ever have before. We're going to try to challenge the defense sideline to sideline, not just between the tackles. And it's a challenge to get guys to run, but yet still be as physical as anybody. So there's an element there that it's not just lateral, but it's getting downhill too. It takes time to develop. There's nowhere I've been where you just get in right away and guys just get it. You're usually asking them to do stuff that they haven't done consistently throughout their career. But when you get the commitment from guys to do it, you rep it all the time, and guys usually come around.
Can you talk about the importance of a tight end in your offense?
Yeah, I think tight end's always important just because it's hard to have a threat of many runs if a tight end's not out there. It's you'd love to go four receivers every single play, or even five receivers, but it makes it a lot easier for the defense when they know you have to throw it. The more times fullbacks go off the field or tight ends go off the field, it limits your run options, which makes you not as balanced. So the threat of a tight end who can be out there, which opens up your run game, but also is a threat in the matchup in the pass game, it makes it a lot easier for a play caller, makes it easier for the lineman, for everybody, because it's hard in this league when you become one-dimensional. I mean, the defenses are too good, coaches are good, too good, defensive lines are too good, and if anybody tees off on something, they're going to stop you. So I think it's very important to have a tight end out there so you can always have a threat of a different number of runs.
Going back to that zone scheme, what's the philosophy behind it? Why do you believe in that?
Well, first of all, it's worked for a long time. So I think it makes sense to me just thinking about it and watching it. But when you have years and years of tape to watch it, it confirms it. And also, I believe that I think it's similar to what Dan Quinn's preached on defense. That I'm not trying to. We're not, as coaches, we're not trying to make ourselves smarter than we really are. This is just football. We need something sound that we believe in, that puts the defense in a bind, and we need to be very good at it. And whenever you have something you believe in that's schematically sound, you drill that over and over and over and over again until you get very good at it. If zone happens to be what I believe in. If I believed in a gap scheme and running power and all that stuff, which I think is very good, if you'd have to commit to it to to be good at it. And that's really my philosophy in everything, that you don't want to just dabble in a bunch of stuff. We want to be very good in something, and if you're very good in something, then you have a chance to do it week in and week out throughout 16 games. And that's kind of my philosophy, and starting with the zone, and it's committing to something. It's being better at it than anyone they go against.
The Spice Vault is back. Head chef in the kitchen. I got Lowry's. I got garlic salt. I got everything. I got a triple decker spice rack that spin. I wanted to Spice Vault can go in any direction. I'm gonna come back with Ohio State on the Spice Vault College series, but I wanted to bring up some bullshit that was really bothering me. Just watching preseason football and reading NFL interviews, what you saw from Kyle Shanahan right there is his outlook on the outside zone, what does and what doesn't work in the NFL. So what I wanted to bring up here is maybe the number one run scheme in the NFL that's the most popular. If you go back, I think Alex Gibbs was one of the innovators of this, and this is an Alex Gibb coaching clinic video of the outside zone with Terrell Davis and the Denver Broncos. For one thing, this takes a hell of a O-line, a smart O-line, a mobile O-line. It takes a running back with great vision, but it can be done. Uh, Mike Shanahan killed with this. Gary Kubiak has killed with this. If you teach it and do it the right way, you do get reps, like he said, and you do it the right way. But the thing that I have a problem with is this. The NFL seems to think that the zone option is the way to go. I'm sorry, not the zone option. The outside zone is the way to go. Any type of zone run is the way to go. The problem that I have with this is that They think that the read option is something completely different, something foreign, kind of like the Wildcat. They think that the read option is just this college concept that will never work because the defenses are too good, but the offenses are better too. You know what I'm saying? So we got to look into this. I'm gonna slow it down right here. If you notice on these outside zone cut-ups from Alex Gibbs himself, who taught Kyle Shanahan, the guy you saw in the beginning, who's a very good offensive coordinator, a lot of things. You'll see that these outside zone runs, what they're trying to do is gain a hat. They're going one direction, right? So they're leaving the backside guy unblocked. He can never get there if you do it the right way. Some teams will actually motion a guy out or cut off that guy, but a lot of times there's really no need to, so you're gaining the hat. It gives the running back who has great vision, a la Arian Foster, Le'Veon Bell, or as you can see right here, Terrell Davis, a two-way go. He can either cut it up, he can cut it to the middle, he can cut it back, he can cut it outside. So the defense can never really be right. I really love this concept. And let's just be fair here. If I can be fair enough to say that I love this concept and I think that it can actually work, the NFL minds in their archaic mind state have to be willing to admit that what's going on nowadays in a lot of football is an expansion of this. What he said was if you get enough reps at something, you will learn to do it well. The O-line will get better. The running back will get better. Same with any scheme. He said it's simplified. Same with Baylor's scheme. He said he teaches his guys proper technique to run this the right way. It sets up different plays. So does you name any team that we've gone over, Baylor, Georgia Tech, anybody. It's the same thing. What you're noticing is that on these plays, the backside guy that cannot get to the play is just an extra hat that you gain. You don't use his pursuit, his leverage unless it's a play action boot, and you have the tight end who's coming out on that delay, which is also very effective. But this is NFL football. This is Denver Broncos championship football. This has been around for a long time in the NFL. Please explain to me why the NFL minds, as smart as they are, still feel this way after a while.
Instead of arguing, let's look at a few plays from last week's games and see what happened. And of course, this debate is because of this. If you see the Giants, the linebacker has the quarterback, but he chases the car down inside, makes a big mistake, and of course, Russell Wilson fools everybody and gets 7 or 8 yards.
Now, Ryan Tannehill is going against one of the worst rush defenses in football. That's why they moved Clay Matthews, the middle linebacker, against you guys, the Chicago Bears, maybe to stop Matt Forte. But how about this? Here's the #1 defense in football. This is what happens when you attempt to run this play against a defense this fast and this sudden.
Is it true that you actually flew in college coaches to teach you the read option?
I did.
So explain this to us. How does it work? How do you stop it?
Well, most of the time it doesn't work. And then you see many games where it doesn't. I'll tell you what, the best that's ever worked in NFL history was the year the San Francisco 49ers went to the Super Bowl and played the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, how many times did Colin Kaepernick keep the football in that Super Bowl?
I can't tell you.
Zero. Why? Right. Because that's how easy and the concept was to stop. If you see those plays there, either the defensive end takes the quarterback and the linebacker fills, or he crashes and the linebacker scrapes. It's pretty simple.
Well, that's good. Well, I actually like the read option. I believe it puts your best players, the opposing team's best players in space. It slows up your pass rush. And also the biggest benefit, I believe, is, the week of preparation. How much time you have to spend in the classroom, how much time you have to spend on the practice field. It creates chaos.
You got to practice that as an offense, too, though. That's what always gets me. Oh, we got to practice on defense.
But that's your philosophy. That's your philosophy. That's your offense.
So how's your passing offense going to be good if you're spending all that time?
Because you have one-on-one. You have Mike Wallace, who runs a 4-2. You have him one-on-one.
Why isn't every team doing this then?
Why? Because not everybody has a quarterback that can do it.
Because 75% of the league has quarterbacks like you guys who can't run, who runs 5-2.
Hold on.
can run if we had to. But here's the thing: if you watch Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, they'll run every now and again.
Yeah.
But that's not the way the game is set up to be successful with. The thing about it is that Colin Kaepernick does not want to do that. Cam Newton does not want to do that. I don't think Russell Wilson really wants to do that. He wants to be in the pocket. He wants to be Drew Brees. He wants to be throwing the ball down the field. The other thing and I'm going to say this with you standing right here. You're a wide receiver. You want the ball to be thrown to you. Why do you think Percy Harvin was unhappy out in Seattle? Why do you think Golden Tate is happy that he's in Detroit right now? Because as much as I admire Russell Wilson and think he's a tremendous football player and a great leader, that's not a passing offense.
But I also can respect a great running threat because it gives me 8-man boxes and I have one-on-one outside. So I respect that.
Again, okay, so if it's so unstoppable, why didn't they run it against Detroit? Why didn't it work there? Why so many times late last year with the Seattle Seahawks?
They didn't take advantage of their play action.
Oh,
I mean, they had
so you're thinking their coaches didn't think of that play action, and they didn't have one-on-one. They were in too deep the whole dang game because I watched it very closely.
Let me ask you guys a question.
What?
Go ahead.
You guys know I played quarterback?
I do.
Do you know what offense I ran?
You ran the Veer offense.
Single wing.
Single wing.
Do you remember the single wing?
Same.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, of course we do.
I ran the option in college.
Hey, but here's the deal. I'm faster than you, and you know it.
Tight ends and Cook and Kendricks.
So I never thought I would say this, but Brandon Marshall is on his shit. All right, so the reason why I thought about this is because in preseason, this is the land where you can waste plays and backup quarterbacks. So we see Tim Tebow running read option here for a touchdown. And we also see the Rams running an RPO right here, which is also what they call another college scheme, which is a run-pass option. And it works beautifully. You got the stretch, and you've also got the bubble up top. This is fact, man. And I think what the NFL minds are missing is that this is the same shit that the NFL has been running for years. It is an expansion of it. It is a continuation of the play. You're trying to gain a hat. You're reading that backside guy. Instead of giving it and not blocking him, you will let him flow without blocking him, and you will keep it. This is where I agree with them, is that you do not want the quarterbacks in the NFL to get hit. That has nothing to do with the effectiveness of it. I watched this play run. These first 4 plays that you will see, or 3 plays in preseason, they either went for a touchdown. 2 of them went for a touchdown, and one of them went right here for a big gain. The effectiveness is not the issue. It is an effective play. It is an expansion of the #1 most popular run scheme in the NFL. You see Tyrod Taylor, he ran the read option there and had to get out of bounds when untouched. The Bears run it here, and Sonoris Perry goes pretty much untouched unless someone tied his shoelaces up for him, reaching out to lend a helping hand. So that shit kind of bothers me, man. I think that the archaic NFL mindset is going to hold shit back, man. That's why I really love what Chip Kelly is doing right now in Philadelphia. I think that what he is doing is bringing a new train of thought to the league. You've got Kyle Shanahan, whose dad is a legend, and Alex Gibbs pretty much is his fucking godfather. It's the same mindset that goes out. Now, I'm gonna show the read option 2012 with Frisco. There's nothing opinionated here. This is not a gimmick. This is not the Wildcat. This is flat out hat count, baby. This shit makes the stretch look like travel pack, table salt, and pepper. This shit is Lowry's finest. It's beautiful. It's a seasonal blend. It's an expansion of it. It's not a foreign concept. So do not let NFL minds, when you watch the game,